Coming up on NFL Daily, if you missed it, Antonio Brown is now with the Oakland Raiders. Could his old running mate, Le'Veon Bell, be next? We'll break down that rumor, and maybe it could actually come true. In terms of more trades, the Packers and Chiefs are interested in adding Dee Ford. KC's kind of open to trading him, but there are some hurdles to go through with that one. And then back to the backs as well. Tevin Coleman is a free agent. Could the Philadelphia Eagles make a run at Coleman? We'll break down those rumors and more coming up on NFL Daily. Hello friends, and welcome into NFL Daily presented by BetDSI. I am your host, Tom Downey. Let's talk about some NFL rumors and news, and you know where we're going to start off, right? Antonio Brown has been traded to the Oakland Raiders. I'm sure by now you've seen this, but we'll make note of it anyway. A new deal with the Raiders, 3 years, $50 million. It's really 19.8 if you factor in the way the salary cap works in terms of the money coming in from Pittsburgh from his signing bonus. Again, the details on that trade, a third and a fifth round pick going to Pittsburgh. The Raiders, of course, get Antonio Brown. AB wanted to be in Oakland. Excuse me, Mr. Big Chest wanted to be in Oakland. My apologies there. Now, that kind of nerfed his trade value. That's why Pittsburgh only got a third and a fifth round pick. You put those together, it's kind of worth about a late second round pick. So who won the trade? Type S for the Steelers, R for the Raiders. Type B if you think both won him. Either way, Pittsburgh gets a big impact receiver. There's definitely some risk involved here. The Raiders get a big impact receiver. Well, at least the Steelers find a way to get some value back. I think Antonio Brown, if he could have his way, he would have preferred to be cut, but he does get to a place he wants to be and gets a big contract. In the end, Antonio Brown is a big-time winner. For more on that trade, go subscribe to our Raiders channel, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Mitchell Renz broke it down earlier this morning. We'll stick with the Raiders here for our next rumor around Le'Veon Bell. And the Raiders are reportedly interested in adding Bell and reuniting Bell and Brown, the two of the three killer bees in Pittsburgh, coming out west Oakland. Now remember, the Jets also have interest, but Bell wants to get paid. So if Oakland slaps down a similar-ish deal to what Antonio Brown, let's just say, 3 years, 45 or whatever million, maybe that's enough to bring in Bell. And for the Raiders, yeah, they have Marshawn Lynch, who in theory is either Oakland or bust. They bring in Bell, maybe he doesn't resign, maybe he does. Jalen Richard under contract. Doug Martin, I kind of think he's on his outs there. And I'm intrigued by Chris Warren from what we saw in the preseason, but he's also allegedly out of shape and was an undrafted rookie for a reason, so you can't fully count on him quite yet. Now, Bell, when healthy and when actually on the field and not, partying in Miami and taking the entire season off, has been one of the best backs in the NFL. So what team do you think will sign Bell? At least for me, I think there are two main focal point teams that could go after and sign Bell the type of money that he allegedly wants. So the two teams that I think make sense here. The Oakland Raiders are obviously one, and the one that I've said for months now, the New York Jets, I think, are a legit contender for Bell. Gives them a number one back. Both those teams have quite a bit of money to spend as well this offseason. Today's show is brought to you by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. If you want to make some extra money, go bet on sports. We got NCAA March Madness going on. You can still bet on the AAF. Heck, I bet on the Combine and made a lot of money just a little bit ago. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, they will give you 64 free to bet. Get some picks wrong, you're fine. You still got all that extra bonus money to make some profit on BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code LIVE120. Another news item here for you around backs. Carlos Hyde is going to Kansas City. The Jags cut Hyde after mid-season trade. They tried to shop him, and no surprise, no one bit on Carlos Hyde. And he quickly signed a one-year deal worth just under $3 million. It gives the Chiefs needed help at running back. Now, Hyde and I think Damian Williams are almost kind of 1A, 1B in any order that you want. Remember, Damian Williams is kind of more of a third down back there for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they like to throw it a little bit more often. Either way, he and Hyde will split time. Darrell Williams is the third back for now, given that Spencer Ware and Charkandrick West are free agents. Maybe the Chiefs draft somebody else, but bringing in Hyde helps solidify that spot. Remember, with as good as Patrick Mahomes is, they don't need to spend their first-round pick on a running back. I think bringing in Hyde puts them up in a pretty good position. We'll stick with our theme of running backs here early. Tevin Coleman, NFL.com's Mike Garofalo says that the Eagles are going to be players for Tevin Coleman. And I'll be honest, I like the idea of this fit. I think Tevin Coleman playing in Philadelphia is a perfect spot for him. Doesn't have to be the focal point overall. Gets to be a featured back, and yeah, he can split time with whatever backs the Eagles choose to keep next offseason, so it doesn't have to be a 400-touch guy. But he'd be a good fit, I think, in the end, in Philadelphia, supporting Carson Wentz and being involved as well in the passing game. Now, for Philadelphia as well here, Jay Ajayi is a free agent, Darren Sproles is a free agent, so that leaves Josh Adams, Corey Clement, Wendell Smallwood, Donnell Pumphrey on the roster. It's not bad, not the greatest thing either, so I do like where the Eagles fit if they bring in Tevin Coleman. The one potential red flag here, though, Eagles don't have a ton of cap space. They are set to have $20 million right now, and they have other needs too. Looking at linebacker, maybe cornerback, receiver, defensive line. I think a lot of it depends on just how much Tevin Coleman's going to go for, and teams that missed out on Bell are going to have interest in adding Tevin Coleman this offseason. So where do you guys think Tevin Coleman will play in 2019? Let us know in the comments section. Bunch of different options. Texans, as Mitchell Rentz pointed out before, I think are also a fun fit there for Coleman. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Let's go to some trade rumors now around Dee Ford. The report from NFL.com is that the Packers and the Chiefs are two of the teams interested in acquiring Dee Ford. Now, both these teams need some pass rush help, and Dee Ford would fit. The Packers run a 3-4 scheme, so outside linebacker still fits in that role. And the Niners run a 4-3 scheme, but it's the Seahawks style 4-3, and Dee Ford would kind of be that Leo, which is almost a 3-4 outside linebacker, 4-3 defensive end hybrid. Now, the Chiefs reportedly want a second-round pick back. It frees up cap space, gives them more picks to go move up or do whatever they want in the NFL draft, and there are some concerns about his fit in the new defensive scheme. But which team do you think needs Dee Ford more? Type P for Packers and N for the Niners. Two different ways to go about looking at this. I think the Niners have the bigger overall need at the pass rusher spot, but they have the number 2 pick. They can get Nick Bosa or Josh Allen. That's a guaranteed outcome for them. Green Bay, meanwhile, doesn't as badly need an edge rusher compared to the 49ers, but they're drafting later, and they have 2 first-round picks. They have the extra draft capital to trade one away to get an impact player. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Let's stick with edge rushers here and talk about Frank Clark. And there's the old conflicting reports, my favorite thing in sports. Well, one of my favorite things in sports. Okay, there are a lot of cooler things. But anyway, the Bills reportedly have interest in Frank Clark from Jay Glazer of Fox Sports. And then the local Buffalo guys came out and said, there's no truth to the report, and make note that the Bills are interested in signing defensive end Frank Clark. Which makes me think that it was, hey, we're interested in signing Clark and trading 2 first-round picks. But what if they work out a different type of trade? That's still technically accurate, right? And that's the best kind of accurate, technically correct. Now, in the end, I don't think Seattle would move Frank Clark. They need him on the edge. They need that impact pass rusher. So if I'm Seattle, I'm not dealing Frank Clark. But I think the Bills would be almost foolish not to have some level of interest in Frank Clark, right? The price tag might be too high, but they could use a pass rusher. All right, folks, as I always do, I am wearing a Mizzen and Main shirt. Go get one of your own, comfortable.af. You guys will not find a more comfortable shirt out there. Heck, any shirt, not just a dress shirt, than a Mizzen and Main one. So go check them out, comfortable.af today. More tight end talk here. How about Martellus Bennett going back to the Patriots? Producer Harris, thumbs up, thumbs down. He says thumbs up. He is in for it. The Patriots traded for defensive end Michael Bennett. Now Martellus wants to unretire and play with his brothers, so we have the Bennett bros and the McCourty bros. I don't know if the Patriots are actually interested, but they do need tight end depth because they have Rob Gronkowski for now, unless he retires, and then it's Ryan Izzo, who's basically a fullback, and Jacob Hollister and Steven Anderson. So, yeah, you need tight end help there. So if Bennett wants to come back and is serious and the Patriots want him, it kind of makes some sense. Who knows, though, if the Patriots actually want to have that one go down. But as we discuss tight ends retiring and then unretiring, which one would you rather have? Type W for Jason Witten, who, of course, is back with the Dallas Cowboys, or B for Martellus Bennett, who may or may not return with the New England Patriots. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. As the host of the Cowboys Report, you guys know which one I'm picking. Next up, Kevin Johnson. Is there interest in signing him? Remember, the Texans cut Johnson after trying to trade him. By the way, welcome to NFL offseason, where When any of the big name reporters send out we are interested, or teams are talking about trading for player, that player almost always gets cut. It's happened like 4 different times already this year. Now, Johnson has had multiple visits with teams already, did miss most 2018 with a concussion, but the Jets have brought him in, the Bills have brought him in, and the Browns have brought him in, and the Panthers also have some interest. My fear, though, is this is going to be a lesser version of Bashaud Breeland, where there's medical concerns, teams want to check that out first. I do think Johnson will get signed by somebody if he's healthy. Former first-round pick, brings some ability. It might be a 1-year prove-it type deal, and maybe Johnson tries to cash in next offseason.